Okay, so today we are going to be reading or rereading some passages that we already read. The first one is Tom's Secret. We're just going to reread 33 through 39, the paragraphs, and that's on pages 28 and 29. So let's start there. Right here is paragraph 33, and we already annotated, so we'll just kind of reread. So right here, I believe this is Tom talking. He says, I'll tell you. The back door of that number 2 is the door that comes out into that little close alley between the tavern and the old rattle trap of a brick store. Now you get a hold of all the door keys you can find, and I'll nip all of Auntie's, that means steal. And the first dark night, we'll go there and try him. And mind you, keep a lookout, because he said he was going to drop into town and spy around once more for a chance to get his revenge. If you see him, you just follow him. And if you don't go to that number 2, that ain't the place. So Tom is telling Huck the plan. Lordy, I don't want to follow him all by myself. Why, it'll be night, sure. He might never see you. And if he did, maybe he'd never think anything. So that's Tom basically telling Huck not to be afraid and that he should do it anyway. Well, if it's pretty dark, I reckon I'll trap him. I don't know, I'll try. You bet I'll follow him if it's dark, Huck. Why, he might have found out he couldn't get his revenge and be going right after that money. So again, Tom is really trying to pressure Huck to look for the money, even though Huck is not comfortable with that. It's so, Tom, it's so. I'll follow him. I will, by jingoes. Now you're talking. Don't you ever weaken, Huck, and I won't. So that is the reading from paragraphs 33 through 39. And now we're also going to be looking at Becky Returns, paragraphs 5 through 13. That's all the way back on page 5. So we're really going to be looking at how is the dialogue. Now, dialogue is when characters talk, and I have a little saying for that. Dialogue, people talking. Dialogue, people talking. And we're looking at how the dialogue is different in these stories. So here's the part where he's talking to Becky, starting with paragraph 5. What are we supposed to read? 5 through 13. Okay. Presently, as they tripped along, Tom said to Becky, Say, I'll tell you what we'll do. Instead of going to Joe Harper's, we'll climb right up the hill and stop at Widow Douglas's. She'll have ice cream. She has it most every day, dead loads of it, and she'll be awful glad to have us. Oh, that would be fun. Then Becky reflected a moment and said, But what will Mama say? How she'll ever know? The girl turned over the idea in her mind and said reluctantly, I reckon it's wrong, but shucks, your mother won't know, so what's the harm? All she wants is that you'll be safe, and I bet she'd have said go if she'd have thought of it. I know she would. Okay, so that is the dialogue between Tom and Becky where he's trying to convince her to also make a bad choice. I'm seeing a pattern here with Tom's character. Okay, go on to the next page and we will complete the activity.